in this next example, I have the absolute value of negative 2p plus 1 divided by 3 is greater than 3. So again, we're trying to get the absolute value by itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator, because as you can see, the absolute value is over the 3. The whole absolute value is over 3. So I want to get rid of the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So when these two 3's divide, it becomes 1. I am left with the absolute value of 2p plus 1 greater than 9. So from there, you can see that the absolute value is by itself. It's greater than 9, so it's going to be following this structure right here. So what I'm going to do is follow the form, meaning that I'm going to write the inequality twice. So I'm going to write the inside twice. So here's my first one, negative 2p plus 1 greater than 9. And then the second one, negative 2p plus 1 is less than the opposite of 9, which is negative 9. Alright, time to solve for p. So here, I'm going to cancel out the plus 1, so minus 1 on the left, minus 1 on the right. So it's now negative 2p greater than 9 minus 1, which is 8. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. So when that happens, it's going to be p, and since I divided both sides by a negative number, I'm going to flip my inequality sign, so it's p less than negative 4. Now the second inequality, I'm going to cancel out the plus 1, so minus 1 on the left, minus 1 on the right. So it's going to be negative 2p less than negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10. Divide both sides by negative 2. So it's going to be p, and since I divide both sides by a negative number, I'm going to flip my inequality sign. Negative 10 divided by negative 2 is positive 5. So here's my two answers in inequality notation. But if I were to do it in interval notation, this one we have to pay very close attention. Here, it says that p is less than negative 4. And over here is p greater than 5. That means we're going to have two interval notation. Since this one is saying p is less than negative 4, p can be any numbers that's less than negative 4. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, and so on, towards negative infinity. So when it's going towards negative infinity, this is how we're going to write it. So negative infinity, comma, negative 4. Parenthesis on the negative infinity. Over here, since it's a less than, that means I'm going to put parenthesis on the 4. Now, the second answer, it says that p is greater than 5. Meaning p can be any numbers greater than 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on towards infinity. So, I'm going to put my lower value first, which is 5. Comma, I'm going to put my higher value, which is infinity. Now I'm going to put parenthesis on the infinity. Based on the inequality sign over here, p is greater than 5, I'm going to put a parenthesis on the 5 also. Now since I have two answers, I'm going to put the symbol union in between. So that's what our interval notation should look like. So I'm going to box this answer. Meaning that any numbers between negative 8 and negative 4 will be a solution to the original problem. and any numbers between 5 to positive infinity will also be a solution in this original problem. Now, in order to graph this interval notation, so let's take a look at the left interval notation, negative infinity to negative 4. So let's mark negative 4. So if you look closely, it's again start off with negative infinity and then it ends with negative 4 with a parenthesis. So what we're going to do here is that I'm going to put the parenthesis on the negative 4 facing the same direction inside my interval notation answer. Let me get a different marker. And then, since it's going towards negative infinity, or start off at negative infinity, that means that my arrow will go towards the left, and I would draw it like this. Now, the other part of the graph is the second answer of the interval notation, which is it has a 5, and it has the positive infinity, or just infinity. So that means it's going to start at the 5. And you see the parenthesis on the 5? That means I'm going to put the same parenthesis on the number line over here, facing the same direction. And right here it's saying it's going towards infinity or positive infinity. That means that I'm going to have my arrow going towards the right, like so. So here is my graph to match with the interval notation that we have here. So that's how your graph should look like.